you're wasting money. I know as a tennis player, you are spending a lot of money on court time, lesson time, court fees, tournament fees, and what have you. And there are a lot of people who are wasting a lot of money. And they're wasting it because they're not using whatever court time they have to their fullest extent, because they get on the court not warmed up. My name is Meike Babel. I'm a former top 30 WTA pro, and I prepared up to an hour and a half for court time. Now, you're not, making your living with professional tennis, so that's not what I'm advocating here. But I do know that a lot of people are risking injury or are wasting time of their precious court time because it takes them a little bit to get warmed up. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to review the fitness kit by ADV Tennis, because I think it has all the tools that you need for a fantastic price to get your body up to a great temperature so that you're ready to rock and roll 100% the second you step on court. I will show you exercises with every single one of these items, and then we shall see how warm I am after I'm doing all these exercises. So let's get going. So as I said, the whole fitness kit from ADV Tennis comes in a nice portable bag. I can just either, just carry it along. I can put it in my bag. And what you get are 4 little tools that I think are really cool. So first thing is just an elastic band. It's color blue, so it's medium resistance. If you add a yellow or I believe a red, they would be a little lighter. Blue, we'll see if I need more or less resistance, but I think it should do fine. Okay, the next thing that you get is a green pull resistance band. Has a carabiner here, so you can clip it onto any fence, you can clip it to the net, and you don't have to really fix it to anything else. You can probably use that at home if you have a railing somewhere. So there should be a space where you can do this. Resistance is green. I know it's not necessarily the lightest, it's not the heaviest either, and that's what I'm trying to figure out later, if it's a pretty good resistance for the regular tennis player. The next thing that you get is a jump rope, and that definitely brings back memories because that is one of the tools I used a lot when I was a junior, and then of course that's the easiest thing to carry around in your tennis bag also when I was on tour. So I'll let you know the details of this jump rope in a little bit. And then lastly, you get a Z-ball. Funny thing is you can get that sometimes in pet stores as a dog toy. I actually use that a lot with clients because it's great for agility and for speed and reaction, hand-eye coordination, and I think it's really, really fun. So let's get going with the exercises and an in-depth review of every single one of those items. So the first exercise that we're doing, or the first item that we're using, is the jump rope. Fairly simple. I know everybody knows how to use that. One thing that I want to check out is how long it is. So I think it's about perfect for me. If I'm standing here on the jump rope, it goes right to my armpits. But what I think is really nifty is you can actually make this a little shorter. I'm 5'8", and I think for everybody taller, it's still going to work. But if you're a little below 5'8", you may have to shorten this. So what you're going to do is you can simply unscrew the top here, push up the rope so that it'll come out here, and you do see that little see-through doodad, I'm going to call it, and you just pull that down, and then you can pull the rope for whatever length you need. So I think that's pretty cool because I do know that a lot of ropes just come in one length. Now the other thing that I like about this rope is that it's not too heavy. I am not the best jump roper, and we did have jump ropes that were really heavy, and if you mess up, yeah, it kind of hurts a little bit. So I'm a little sensitive on that topic. The other thing is the cushy little grips here that have some grooves. So if you're a heavy sweater, I would think that you're not holding, or that you're not losing the grip for the jump rope. So I'll just give you a few variations because it might just get a little too boring. Just doing your regular either two-legged jump. You can do that, of course. Maybe set a number, 50 at a time, or work your way up to it. You can do boxer shuffles. You know, still both of your feet are making contact at the same time, but one has a lot more weight on it than the other. So again, you can do it for either time or for repetitions. You can do one-legged jumps. Just alternate every 10 times. We did the 2. Now, what we've done a lot with high performance kids is that we've added movement. Tennis is 80% lateral movement, and you need strength to push off. So I'm adding some side movement. You can go 10 jumps one way, then you go 10 jumps the other way, 5, whatever it is. So I'll do it with 2 legs. Just going here to my right, and I'm coming back to my left. I can do that on one leg, coming back the other, and then going the other way. Again, changing legs. So that's a really good way to get your warm-up started. And you hear by me breathing a little heavier that it gets going pretty fast. So I like the weight of it. Again, it's not too heavy, it's not too light. If it were a little windier, then it's not going to get blown away. And yeah, if I mess up, it's not going to hurt me. So I do like that. So check for the first tool that I got in my warm-up practice. So the next item that I'm using is my resistance band. And as I said, it's color blue. Yellow and red would be a little lighter, meaning I need less resistance. Heavy gray and black is where you really need a lot of strength. And I want to figure out if I am, as a regular person, okay with the color blue. So my first drill is very simple. Fix the band a little higher than my ankles. And I'm going to go a little wider than my shoulders so that I feel that I have tension. And what I'm then simply doing is I'm going to crab walk out to my right here. And I want to keep a width of my strides here so that I'm not going slack. All right, so I just do that all the way to the single sideline. What I want to work on is sitting low, because I want to be able to be in this ideal position, in this low position, for the duration of entire rallies. So I'm going to go all the way here to the single sideline. And I'm coming back. And again, you can play with that. You want to be engaged. Shouldn't be too easy. And I can tell you right now, blue is plenty for me. I do not want to have it any heavier, because what I don't want to do is, when I'm going out to play, is I don't want to be tired. I don't want this to be a strength session. If I do this a little bit more, it would probably get into more strength exercises, which is not wrong, but I don't want to do that before I play tennis. So I'm just going to do it one more time here, and then I'm coming back. Okay, so that's my first exercise. The next one is, I'm just going to jump in, out. So it's basically jumping jacks, if you will. And of course, you can get your arms in this too. But I'm just going to push out against resistance. And again, I'm bringing my legs back together about shoulder high so that I keep the resistance, the tension on the band. Yep, again, perfectly fine for me. Now the next one is monster walk. Again, I want to be able to have a really low position throughout the entirety of the rally. And I do need strength for that. So there is backward movement. So what I'm doing is I'm just walking backwards. I can do the 8, 9, 10. And then I'm doing the same thing going forward. All right, so this kind of mimics a little bit. I'm having my split step, and then I have to bound somewhere. So up and back one time, and then 2. And yeah, I'm feeling this. I'm getting warm. Okay, the next one is step outs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my entire body weight on my left foot, and I'm just pushing out here. And I'm going with 10s, sets of 10. think it's 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then I'm just alternating. I'm now having most of my weight on my right leg, and I'm just stepping out with my left. 10. Whew. And again, blue is plenty for me. So if it's getting too heavy for you, of course you can bring your legs in a little bit, which makes it a little easier, or you just widen your stance a little bit, then immediately you're getting more resistance. But I do think blue is good. Okay, the next exercise doesn't look like much, but it does a couple of things. So I'm standing on the band with my left leg, and I again have a little bit wider than shoulder width stand, and then I'm lifting my right leg to about 90 degrees, and all I'm working on is flexing my toes. So my left, I have to really work on balance, and with my right, I'm strengthening my calves a little bit and my shin muscles. So that is prevention for rolling over. And I'm always getting a heart attack when people these days slide on hard court. That didn't exist when I played. I don't know why. Maybe we didn't hit hard enough. So again, you're doing this for repetition or time, and then you switch. Okay, now standing on my left, on my right, and then flex. And that does take some concentration. Tennis is a lot of balance, so I think you cannot overdo balance exercises. Okay, we have one more, and I'm going to turn to my side here. I'm going to stand on the band again with my left, raise my right, and I'm just having these quick pumps up here. Again, it's balance, and I'm definitely feeling this here warming up my quads. 8, 9, 10, and almost fell. All right, again, switching. 1, 2, 3. And 10. So those are the variations that I have for you. You can also Google resistant band exercises. There's tons out there. So again, really, really great tool. Doesn't take up any space. Super light. And blue, as I said, was plenty for me. Z-ball time. Speed ball. I'm not sure what people call it. I call it fun ball, Z-ball. Again, you can do this by yourself. Totally love it. You just need a little bit of an area. And because of these protrusions, nubby things, it's obviously not going to bounce straight up. So what you're going to do is you're getting into ready position. You can start with quick taps here, toss it, and you're trying to catch it. So you see that it's reaction, it's speed, it's agility, it's balance. So when I'm going out for these wider balls, what I don't want to do is this. I don't want to tip over. I want to get there. And ideally, I'm trying to get it at least after the second bounce, but I'll see in a second. All right, wasn't quick enough on that one. Let's do a couple more. Okay, that was easier. So this is the stuff that I really like, because usually warm-up is sort of boring, and this adds a fun component for me. I'll show you one other drill. And I don't know, I'm not sure if you hear me breathe. I'm in Denver, Colorado, and I think the altitude today is really bad. Okay, so what I'm doing now, same thing. I'm going to toss the ball, and I'm going to feel it into my strings. If I have really not soft hands, if I have no feel in my hands, it's just going to bounce off, and I can't really deaden it into my strings. So what I'm going to try to do is have soft hands, and I need to work with my entire body here. All right, so 2 more. Oh, that was easy. Of course, you can do that with a partner as well. You just toss and catch. You can do it against a wall. But you see how little space I need to get a really good workout, and to me, a really fun workout. All right, pull rope. As I said, it has a carabiner, so nice and easy. I'm just gonna clip it right into the fence. And yep, all I'm trying to find out is green enough for me? And it does feel like it is enough. Of course, if I want to have a little less resistance, I can move up. If I want to have a little bit more, I'm going to step back. And I'm going to give you a few drills that you can do to warm up your shoulders and or use them as strengthening. And these are the things that I definitely had to do a lot, especially coming back from injury. So my first exercise is just rowing. So what I'm trying to do is I'm starting with stretched arms, and I bring them in on one plane and then pinch my shoulder blades together in the back. Okay, and I can probably move back a little bit more to have a little bit more resistance, but that is good for me. Okay, I want to try to keep my shoulders down. I don't want to do this. Okay, just nice and easy. Yeah, and that is definitely plenty for me. So you can go in sets of 15, sets of 10. Again, you want to experiment a little bit with how much you need to get warmed up, yet not tired. If you do it as an injury prevention, of course, you can always increase it. Okay, slight variation of this. Now I have my thumbs just pointing to the inside, and now I'm just rowing. So it just works the shoulder blades and the shoulders a little differently. Okay, so you see it, same thing, you're pinching your shoulder blades together, you try to keep your shoulders down. Okay, the next one is external and internal rotation. I start with the internal. So I'm starting with about 90 degrees here. So I tuck that into my rib cage, and then I'm just turning inside. And that was not enough resistance for me, so I'm just stepping over a little bit, or I'm pulling this one out a little bit more. But I'm really trying to do this very deliberate and not rushing. That's not what I'm trying to do. So you want to have a little bit of a ready position. Really strengthen and stabilize your core. See, and I got shoddy there on 1 or 2, so got to focus. So those are my internal rotations. Now I'm going with the external. And you always want to do both of your arms. Tennis is such a one-sided sport that theoretically you would have to do a lot more with your off arm. Are you ever going to have them even? No. You're always going to have one side that's stronger, your active arm, your active side, but you at least don't want to make it worse. Okay, so my external rotation, I start in here, and then I push out. Again, having my elbow tucked into my ribs. And then you're doing that, of course, the other way around. Also, I'm just going to turn around to show you. So I'm holding this here, my bottom hand down a little lower, tuck my right arm in, and then this is my external rotation for my backhand, basically, and, if you will, a left-handed forehand. Now, one more. You can do that either isolated with just holding one of the ropes down here and then working your triceps. I like to do them with both because when I'm here, might as well save some time. So again, I'm getting those elbows up to my ears, stepping away a little bit more, and then I'm extending out. And again, I want to try to really keep my core solid. And as you can figure out, this is more for the serve. You can also work on your pronation, which means that your thumb, if you can see that here, my thumb turns down. And as I'm coming up, I'm turning my thumb up and out. So that's basically mimicking my serve. So those are a couple of variations. Of course, you can always Google some more. But for me, I wanted to find out, is green enough? I don't think I'm super, super strong. I think I'm pretty athletic, but green is enough for me with the variations of just stepping closer to have less resistance and stepping away with more resistance. So I think, again, really good pick with the color here and the resistance. So I'm really happy with the ADV Fitness Kit. I used it as a warm-up. It's not the warmest day today, but I feel I'm ready to really run every ball down right from the second I'm going on the court. 50 degrees, not the warmest, so all these warm-up exercises really got me ready. So again, what are you getting? You're getting a good, nice, handy bag here. You got the resistance band, plenty fine for me. You got the Z-ball, you got the jump rope, and you get the pull rope. If you use this for your warm-up, you are plenty fine. You don't need a whole lot of space. You don't need any other equipment. You can do that almost anywhere. So with the code right here, you are getting 10% off for a total of $31.50, which I don't think you can get anywhere if you were to get all these items separately. So I'm really happy. Again, this will stay in my bag because it's so easy to carry, it's not heavy, and I'm actually now going to play now. So see y'all later.